Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you're doing good. In this video, I'm going to cover the Daily Unblock Protocol, how to conquer your most overwhelming task within 60 seconds without the crippling paralysis of not knowing where to start. And if you're wondering why this video is probably quite a bit longer than 60 seconds, it's because it explains all the nuances and the structures that help you learn and implement this stuff more deeply so you can do it in 60 seconds in the future and forever, right? This is not just like a one-time thing. This is a dig deep, learn how to do this, and you're going to have it forever, right? So why this exists is that doing something new or unclear can be intimidating, and literally at any stage of life and in business, there can be things that you have to learn and that aren't clear, right? Whether it's a complex technical task, unfamiliar software, or a process that you've never touched before, that feeling of being stuck is super real. Like everyone's felt that forever in their life. They've felt overwhelmed and they don't know what to do next. Maybe there's like 10 things and they just don't know which one to pick, right? But now you have an infinitely patient guide, mentor, and brilliant assistant available to you literally all the time, every like 24/7, and that's AI, right? And this is not a theoretical thing. Like me, myself, I created this SOP, use this literally every single day. I every single day without fail, whether it's for make.com, N8N, whether it's for copy, whether it's for video editing, video QC, doesn't matter. I'm using AI now. It feels like within today's day and age, with the pace and the requirements that business have to be able to execute consistently, if you're not leveraging it, you're falling behind, right? So I use it literally every single day to double check what I'm doing. I'll send it screenshots, I'll talk to it, and at this point it's become fully integrated into my life. So this is something that I do every single day to either save hours and hours of time or basically compress more value and productivity into per like hour unit of time in my life. So instead of going into la la land trying to look things up, watching a ton of videos, getting stuck in confusion, you can just ask like, hey, what do I type, what do I put here? Explain this to me like I'm an idiot. I'll literally say that. Doesn't matter. Like, you can have no ego and AI is not going to judge you, right? You can just say whatever you want and you get a straight answer immediately or a useful answer immediately. So I use Gemini a ton to unblock myself on things that I technically didn't know how to do. Like, I was setting up stuff in GitHub recently and it ended up working after maybe 45, 60 minutes or something of troubleshooting with AI. I would literally screenshot the entire screen, drop it in, be like, hey, what do I do here? And it helped me basically program websites. It helped me build something in code space where I was double checking and quality controlling things that I still don't even know what I built technically. It's just wild what you can do. So the core truth is, today in 2026, there should never be a reason to stay stuck. With this infinitely patient guide, it does not judge you. It doesn't get frustrated, and it'll explain the exact same thing 47 times any way you want, right? Like, it's gonna just talk to you and it's gonna keep talking to you, and it's never gonna say like, hey, unless you run out of usage, I guess. It's never gonna say like, hey, you're bugging me, leave me alone, right? So, and if it does run out of usage, you've got ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, whatever you want. So it's crazy. What this means is basically you can tackle tasks you've never done before. You can implement SOPs, even if they're confusing. If someone handed you something terrible, you can troubleshoot problems, even if you don't understand them. You can ask dumb questions without judgment. You can literally say, treat me like an idiot and walk me through everything. And it will, with no judgment, happily, right? For my team, for example, one thing that I like to do is decrease friction to get support as quickly as possible. So I made a gem, which you can customize this with projects, with custom chats, custom GPTs, custom Claude projects, whatever you want to do things consistently. So I made an unblocker gem with all my instructions and context to be able to pull on contextually anything that I'm working on and be able to give me more of a nuanced answer. So I highly, highly recommend doing this for your business or yourself as well. Because basically this is a meta SOP for getting unstuck in any task. Like, this is an SOP that you actually talk with and that guides you through your work in a way that accelerates you, instead of a way where you have to just like learn a ton of stuff and spend hours going through stuff that's not even actually well documented. And again, one thing I highly, highly recommend is keeping certain things quick, easy, and accessible. So literally all day long, I will have Gemini, Google Gemini open, and I will have AI Studio open, and they serve a couple different purposes. Let me open this up real quick. that I'll get into in a second here. The basic rule is simple, right? Support should always be one click away at all times. When you keep these tools open, you make it incredibly low friction to get yourself help no matter what's going on. And that does so much for so many people. Like if you're in a team, if you can solve it yourself without like asking people, that's amazing. That's huge. Like you're not taking up their time so they can focus on their zone of genius and double down on the things that they are implementing and that give them purpose and or just a job, whatever. But you're not distracting them, and you get your stuff done faster. It's amazing, and you learn, right? Like it'll tell you things that you can know for next time that you're like, okay, cool. It like reinforces this. It's super, super cool. So AI can really help you with anything. So it's like ask AI to write you message templates. Figure out how to phrase something to a colleague, maybe a team message, whatever, ask AI. Troubleshoot an error, screenshot it, ask AI. Copy the code, ask AI. Doesn't matter. Need to understand some kind of complex process, ask AI to break it down and walk you through it literally step by step like you're a toddler. It's like, cool, show me exactly what I need to do every single step of the way so I don't get lost here. Just use it for everything, really, all the time. People that care about the oceans might hate me saying that, but just use it for now. The tool hierarchy. So just breaking down what tools I actually like to use here. Claude I find is really good for overviews, voice transcription into documentation, comprehensive written content, and copy. It gives like lengthy, kind of thorough responses, especially like Sonnet 4.5, depending on when you're watching this. Opus 4.5 consumes more, but it's kind of more logical and more structured. So use this when you need to document stuff, when you need more SOPs and that kind of thing, like that baseline documentation. Gemini, and I've been using this more and more lately. I find that I kind of pivot between tools based on who's best at any given time. And I think since December, Gemini has really stepped up. But this is best for step-by-step guidance. It's really good at code writing efficiently. Again, Claude writes for like a super long time, but I find Gemini gives like more elegant, kind of compact answers, which I like. And it's very efficient for problem solving. So it's smart, efficient, great at skeletons and solid overall answers, and then step-by-step stuff. I find its responses aren't actually as lengthy overall. And Gemini 3 Pro, not fast. So if you go into Gemini, I would highly, highly, highly recommend using Pro for most tasks. Fast is fine. Thinking I've used a little bit, but Pro gives you the most kind of comprehensive answer, which I like. And then for Gemini Deep Research, it's another kind of function within this. If you go to tools over here, if you go to Deep Research, this will give you almost like an academic thesis style, like deep research across a ton of different sources for whatever topic you want. I find it's really good for comprehensive sort of exploratory knowledge. And it's just going to look at everything. It's like, okay, what are you trying to do? I'm going to research it for like 20 minutes and I'll let you know when it's done. And then one of the really cool things that you can do after that is generate like an audio overview. So if you're like super busy and you don't have time to do all these things yourself all the time and just read it all, what you can do is generate the report, go for a walk or something, like, eat some lunch, come back, it's done, and you can hit audio overview and it's going to give you like a 5-minute podcast style clip to check out, which is great. So if you're sort of exploring new problems for the first time, maybe you got a task or a project and you don't know the best way to solve it, it's like, hey, here's what I'm trying to do, here's the ultimate goal of what I'm trying to execute here. How do I, like, what are some things I'm not even thinking about? What are the potential options? I'm thinking this or this, maybe something like that. What are some alternatives? Like, tell me the best way here. I'll use anything. And the more context you give it, the more it's going to contextualize its search results too. So it can give you some really, really valuable insights. And I've solved a lot actually with this, with a few workflows that were giving me a bit of a headache and I didn't really have time to like bumble around for. So another thing that you can do too is like copy or export the research doc into a document and then download that and either chat with it in Claude with like Google Drive integration or back in Gemini and just like chat with it more conversationally too. And then AI Studio is really cool because you can actually do real-time voice conversations with screen sharing. So it's literally like you have a mentor on your screen all the time, like talking to you in a cool voice, and it's getting smarter and smarter. Even like maybe a year ago in March is when it first came out, Gemini Flash 2.0, when I was building an AI tutor with one of our partner companies, and it's going really well, and it's getting even better now because now it's Gemini Flash 2.5, and they have a bigger range of voices, and it's smarter. They're actually deprecating 2.0, and it's just so much better. I love it. It's incredible. So it can actually see your screen. You can talk to it. It can talk to you in a bunch of different languages too, depending on where you're watching from. It can talk to you in whatever kind of language you want, or at least 47 or something like that. So it's really cool. Yeah, and use this when you kind of want to have like a guide looking over your shoulder and chatting through this stuff with you. So use this protocol, this entire protocol, when you have a task you don't know how to start, you're stuck partway through, and I find that this is going to be a lot of people. Like, you're making some progress, and it's like, dang, I had a roadblock, and you just get stuck. It's like, what do I do? Or if you have an SOP and you just don't understand what the goal is. If you need to do something you've never done before, you're like learning it. It's like, hey, I'm trying to do something for the first time. How do I actually do this? You're confused by some kind of interface, tool, or process. You need to troubleshoot something like code that isn't working, or a workflow, or you need to research the best approach before diving in and using a bunch of time. So setting up your tool, first off, if you go to gemini.google.com, sign in with your company Google account or a pro account. And then when you are in the model selection, just use 3 Pro, not Fast. Pro is more accurate, and you're ready to go. So just go in here, down at the bottom, make sure you are using Pro, and that's it, and you're good to go. That's it. Super simple. We're a little squeezed here. That's fine. Yeah, so Pro mode is good for most tasks, especially code and like quick. I find like web pages and stuff, it's super good at now. Deep research is best before starting complex tasks and just kind of like researching an overview of what actually makes sense. Do a bit of like product discovery or market discovery or anything like that. Canvas is really good when you want to see the code live. So Google will actually display it for you, and you can be like, cool, like, hey, this is working, this isn't working, fix this please, that'd be great, that kind of stuff. So you can see it before you actually put it onto a website. And then you can add stuff in from Drive down in the bottom here. You can just click here, or Notebook LM, which we'll get into later. Add from Drive, and then you can look up your files in Drive. I'm not going to open it because we have some sensitive files, but you can literally just pull in any kind of contextual docs that you want in that conversation, which is great. And then you can also add in some of your notebooks from Notebook LM, which is like a little bit different. You just add a ton of context into it, and then you can ask questions, generate video overviews, that kind of stuff, but it's not really for this. But typically, if you've set them up, then you've got extra context. Pro tip. ChatGPT overall is fine. I just find it's a little bit basic for most things. Their image model got a little bit better recently, but it's just a little bit too yes man and not like specific tactical, like here's what you got to do. For the most part, I think there's ways that you can get around it, but whatever. Okay, so setting up AI Live Studio. Let me move this over a little bit. These boxes got a little messed up. So number one, you need to make sure that you're using Gemini 2.5 Flash native audio. I'll make sure you can see this. Not really. You can basically see it. So Gemini Flash 2.5 native audio preview, something like that. There's only one that's running right now, so you'll find it. And from there, basically, you want to make sure you're on live stream model. Media resolution, just make sure it's maxed out for media resolution as well, like 258 tokens. For voices, just pick something that kind of matches your tone, your pace, your style, something that you trust and kind of enjoy having a conversation with, so you actually use it. Session context, just try to drag this to the maximum so you can have full coverage, where session context, it's this little drop down here, and you can drag it up to 3200. And from there, leave thinking mode on, ground with Google search and proactive audio. So if we go back again real quick at the bottom, you can see grounding with Google search, turn that on. I would do proactive dialogue too, which is cool. Effective dialogue is probably fine, and I would leave thinking mode on. That's what I've found works best overall to just have the best kind of conversation. I would leave, for now, function calling, automatic function response, and turn coverage off for the time being. And then, yeah, here's a list of good voices, which will make sense within the interface. Zephyr is like the solid default and sounds good. It's like good conversation, decent pace for me. But you'll find something that works nicely for you too. So something that you can do too is actually customize your AI Studio. So what I would recommend is grabbing this prompt, just drag on down, click, and command copy, whatever, just copy it. And then you can go up to system instructions and paste it in. So now it's got these full system instructions. We'll call it guide. No, unblock protocol guide. Whatever. It's fine. Doesn't really matter what the name is. We're going to close that. And now it's got that prompt in there. So anytime that it talks to me, it's going to follow the kind of cadence and tone and approach that I like. I don't think I've got system audio set up, so I'm not going to try talking to it because it's probably not going to, you're probably not going to hear it. But you just hit share your screen. I typically just say entire screen, so it's got my full screen of context. Because if you just share part of your, like one window or one tab, then you're going to have to jump back and forth all the time. But if it has your full screen, it's probably going to be able to tell you like, oh yeah, actually you want to go off the screen, off this app completely and click this. So it's got more context and it can guide you better, right? So give it as much context as possible. I would just say entire screen when you're going to share. Very good. So yeah, the unblock workflow here basically is phase 0, research first for any big or complex tasks, especially if you're getting into it for the first time. So just use Gemini Deep Research, and I'll show you what that looks like actually. So we're going to go over here, Gemini Deep Research. I typically will use my microphone and say something like, what's something I actually want to explore? I'm considering taking growth infrastructure as a service abroad to emerging markets where there's going to be sort of a lopsided leverage for how you can get your cost per lead down to just lower CPMs and stuff like that. Obviously, we're going to have to localize prices, but globally, what outside of the US and Canada would be an interesting market or emerging market to approach and potentially tackle? Something like that, and then you hit enter. And it's just going to start loading up for a little bit, which we'll come back to in a second here. But basically what you're trying to accomplish here is like, you just want to give it that context, right? And then what tools you have access to as well. So I kind of gave it the growth infrastructure as a service like idea. So it's like, okay, that's very interesting. Like, what does that mean? It might ask me some clarifying questions. And then it's like, what tools are you currently using to that you want integrated into this workflow? And then from there, any like other constraints or preferences, like, yeah, we don't use Zapier, we don't like Zapier, something like that, right? So then it can look up all the alternatives, tools, and workflows, and then take that output and you can save it into a Google Doc. It's very like academically heavy kind of sounding, like it really tries hard to sound like an academic paper. And then you can paste it into a regular Gemini chat and just like walk through it again. So let's go in here. So it'll give you the plan, landscape, B2B SaaS, growth infrastructure, adoption, decent, recent as well. So 2025, 2026, that's good. Operational barriers, decent. Okay, cool. And then you just hit start research. And this is going to cost a small ocean in water. Sorry. It's for the greater good. Anyway, let's keep going. So yeah, phase 1, after you've got kind of like your broader context and you know what you're trying to do, whether that's simply a task, a project, or something new, collect any kind of task description or goal, any existing SOP or documentation, even if it's not complete, because it'll try to help you fill in the gaps, screenshots of where you are now, and that's literally like just screenshot your whole screen. If you have a like native screenshot app on your computer, use that. Otherwise, you can download something, look up something safe, and use that. This is not legal advice or whatever. screenshot any error or confusing screen you see, as well as a list of tools that you have access to or that you're using for this. So give as much context as you can, but don't overload it too much, because you're trying to go like chunk by chunk instead of like, hey, here's this like broader thing. Like if you can narrow it into a specific problem and then those problem subsets, that's going to give you a much better time, right? Like don't be like, hey, just make this business work for me. It's going to be like a bit too broad and just dump everything into it. It's going to run out of like context window, I think, too. So like you can only do so much. But you can ask like, give me a business plan. That's fine. And then from there, choose your tool. So use Gemini if you want written instructions you can reference. You're working through an SOP document. You need to reference steps repeatedly. You're in an environment where you can't talk, or you need code written, and you can just like screenshot stuff and drop it in. Use AI Studio Live if you want just like a conversation, like it feels like you've got a buddy like hanging out with you. That's really smart and has like all of Google's knowledge in its brain, which is pretty cool. You're actively working on a tool and need live guidance, and you want to share your screen with it, and you prefer talking over typing, but you can do both actually. You can kind of talk type with tools like Super Whisper, and my buddy Phoenix says Whisperflow as well is really good. Yeah, use both at the same time too. Like there's really no harm. Sometimes I will have like AI Studio like over my entire screen, just kind of like talking to me, giving the entire context of the screen, because it like almost records your screen as you go, and it like remembers where things are, which I like a lot. And then Gemini is more like narrow task focused and smarter, because it's Gemini 3 Pro versus 2.5 Flash, right? So it's going to be a bit smarter. Phase 3, you want to frame the task. So in Gemini, use this prompt structure. So like, I need step-by-step guidance. I need help with this thing. Please act as my SOP implementation specialist. Here's what I'm trying to do. Give it as much context as you can. Here's the tools that I'm using. Yeah, here's where I'm at. Like you can even literally say like, I'm frustrated. I'm stuck with this thing. Like it sucks. Help me, please. Just be straight with it. Be as honest as you can. And then my experience level, I'm like new to this. I have done it once. I'm familiar but rusty. I'm a pro, but like something's just getting in the way here. Ideally, you can kind of like frame it a little bit so it talks to you the way that you want at the level of experience that you are too. And then like, please just make sure you understand my goal. This isn't like super necessary, but it's still good if you want to be like super crystal clear. Give me a numbered outline of the major steps, then walk me through step 1 in detail. Tell me exactly where to click on my screen and like what to look for. At the end of the response, give me 2 to 3 prompt options I can use to continue. So just like make it super low friction, where it's like you just 1, 2, or 3. It's like, okay, next step, or I'm stuck, or whatever. It'll give you those options, which is amazing. In AI Studio Live, start your session and then just say like, hey, I need help mapping out world domination or something. My goal is to, conquer the entire world, leveraging AI, and I'm currently looking at you can see what I'm looking at, right? And you can kind of say like, or I'm looking at Make.com right now, and I'm just completely lost with what's going on. I have access to XYZ tools, Make, Go High Level, etc., etc., etc. Can you help me walk through this step by step? Treat me like I have no idea what I'm doing. Just like make it super clear. And you can customize this depending on your preferences. Try it a few times. You're gonna get more familiar with how you like to talk with it and communicate with it. You don't have to use it the exact same every single time. Just use common sense. And then we get to phase 4, and this is where you just follow the steps one at a time. Like just complete one step before asking the next. Like make sure it works at the level that you want, and then you can go to the next one. If something doesn't match what the AI described, just stop. Be like, hey, yeah, that's not true. Here's what I'm seeing. And you literally just screenshot exactly what's going on your screen and then send it in the chat. Literally just copy paste, drop it in the chat. Be like, this is what I'm seeing. I don't know what you're talking about. And it'll be like, oh, my bad. Like that's different. Or like, oh, it's because you're here. Click on that button and then go here. And it'll literally boop, boop, walk you through every single step. It's amazing. And then ask why too. Don't be afraid to just like I don't understand why we're doing this, or like, hey, I want to make sure that I know what this, like why we're doing this in the future. So if you could tell me, that'd be great. And then we've got handling problems as they arise. So when reality does not match the theory, again, just screenshot the problem, right? Any error messages or documentation, like if you're using code, usually it's going to show you a few lines where it's like, here's where the error is. Copy that code, drop it in, screenshot it too for good measure, drop it in. Be like, hey, I'm not getting that result. Can you help me out? And it's going to help you troubleshoot it, which is, again, amazing. Claude's pretty good at this too, but I find, again, Gemini is a little bit more like nuanced now, which is great. And then from there, basically, you're going to use whatever kind of guided prompts it's out of that. So it's like at the end of the AI response, use the follow-ups too. Like you can either use what it suggests, or you can use these as kind of like a reference. So it's like, cool, done that. What's next? Tell me where to go from here. Okay, I'm good. Next, like anything. It's like, hey, I don't see that option. Here's what I see. This is really good because this will solve like 99% of your problems. I'm going to bold this. Can you research like what makes sense? Some documentation for this. I need to pause. Can you summarize where we're at so I can like pick this up later, or maybe move it to a different tool? Can you explain why we're doing this? Break that into smaller steps. So you can like take big problems and turn it into like an immediate action step, which is the biggest part of getting unstuck, right? If you have the first step, that's the toughest step 9 times out of 10. Right? So yeah, quick reference card here just to recap what we went over. Gemini is great. It's not 2.5, it's 3. Use the prompt templates above. Attach a ton of screenshots and just follow step-by-step, reply with next or ask questions and like correct it. AI Studio, you want to use 2.5 flash native audio, 258 tokens, 32K context window, thinking on and search grounding on. Paste in the system instructions that I shared above. If you don't have access to them, I'll try to share this doc in the description, something like that. Start session, share the screen, and then state your goal and follow the live guidance. Really that simple. And then deep research, just use this if you want like broader, deeper context on stuff before you start a big project that you want to research what the different alternatives are. It makes a big difference. And then from there, basically, just some broad troubleshooting, which if you're not familiar is just like how do we solve problems kind of quickly. I might give you the wrong instructions. It might have read something wrong. Just get more specific. This is what I see. AI skip steps. It's like, hey, can we like go really like one step at a time? Just like tell it to pace itself and give it what you need back. So if you're very clear on what's going on, then it's going to be clear back. AI doesn't understand the task. I've never run into that, but just give more context is what I do. AI Studio times out, so every 15 minutes or so, it might just be like, we ran out of this session. That's like, okay, cool, just start another session. It's fine. If you can't find a button or option, just, again, screenshots. Screenshots are your best friend. It's like, yeah, I don't see it. And it might be like, oh, just scroll down, it's just off your screen. Or like, oh, shoot, it's gone. Too much context. Again, I don't typically find that it gets confused, but if it's too much, just narrow it down to like, hey, this is what I'm trying to solve, this one main thing right now. Deep research output is too academic. Just drop it into Gemini and be like, hey, can you give me the answer here? That would be great. What's the best solution for a thing that I'm researching? So a couple of different scenarios here. So if you're a new employee following a new SOP, getting trained up for the first time, you're trying to create SOPs, whatever the task may be, literally anything, just ask, right? It's okay. It's not going to judge you. Just get familiar with it and go through the process. So if you have like a 15, 20, 50 step, whatever SOP for getting a client set up, but you've never used the CRM before, just open Gemini, paste the entire SOP into the chat. It's like, I need to follow this SOP. I've never done this before. Can you walk me through step by step, like I've never seen this software. Treat me like a dummy. And it's okay to say that. Like, we're all dumb in something, right? Like, you can't be an expert in everything. There's just way too much to know. It's like, if you are a killer marketer, you might feel like you're the best guy in the world, but it's like, yeah, do you know nanotech engineering? It's like, there's always going to be something that you're dumb in, right? So makes a big difference. So attach the screenshot, follow the instructions, and you're just make sure you don't get stuck. Just keep going. That's it. And again, it's super patient. Just use it, leverage it, please. Like, if you don't know how, again, just be like, hey, I'm gonna go back here. Decent. So this is done. show you real quick the thing that I was showing you before. You can, create a bunch of actually really cool stuff, audio overview, etc. But I'm going to make a new chat. I need help with a task and I'm dumb. Can I share screenshots with you to get help? Like it's fine. Just like give it the context. It's like, hey, look, I don't care. Really, I just want help getting this thing done. And then you're just like, hey, I need help. Can you help me out? And considering these are, so first thing first, but don't be so far on yourself. It's whatever. Everyone gets stuck. You're confused sometimes. Getting help is one of the smartest things you can do. That's a good answer. You're not dumb. You just need a second pair of eyes. So yes, absolutely. It's trying to reassure me. I can see and analyze images. Please go ahead and share the screenshots, text analysis, yada, yada, yada. Would you like to upload? Yes. And it's probably going to be like, cool, just go ahead and do that. That'd be great. Or if you don't know how to screenshot, ask it how to screenshot. Doesn't matter. Like it's literally any task, anything. Be like, how do I screenshot? Doesn't matter. Just ask. Even if it feels like a dumb or a silly question, ask. Every single time, just ask. Please, just ask. It makes such a big difference. So it's like, depends on the device that you're using. Here's how to do it. Windows PC, Mac, on a phone, Android. Beautiful. Like it just gave all of the potential options, which is great. Fantastic. And scenario B, where this is where a lot of people are going to be, especially people who are more senior who have been doing stuff longer. It's like you're figuring out like a new integration or something and the screen doesn't match the documentation. A lot of people have terrible documentation. So you can open Live Studio, share your screen, and take the screenshot, drop it into Gemini at the same time, just like get the answer. Keep on going through and be like, yeah, that's not working. Like, how do I do this? Okay, cool. Like, here's how I debug this. You're probably going to get a lot of use out of Gemini. Doing something with no documentation, if you need to accomplish something, there's no SOP, open Gemini, it's like, I need to outcome, describe the task, whatever. There's no documentation. Can you like create me a plan for this and then walk me through it? That'd be great. And then it's going to do it and then be like, cool, just now walk me through it step by step. It's going to help you. It's beautiful. Big complex task you've never done before. This is pretty rare, but sometimes you'll run into this, especially if you're like doing like business, like if you're a business owner. Start with deep research. It's like, what are the possible solutions? What are the pathways that I don't even know exist? What are my blind spots? Because you don't know what you don't know, but Google has access to everything. So it's like, what is the goal that you're after? You need to know that. Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want to do? I mean, maybe you could ask like, what do I want? And then maybe it can help. Probably like an advanced workflow where you chat with Gemini and then like upload it into deep research, something like that. But it's like, here's what I'm trying to do. I've got access to these tools. What's the best approach? Or like, is there something better that I'm not even thinking about? It's still going to be a little bit biased, but it's going to, instead of giving you like, you've got this narrow like wedge of solutions, it's going to open it up. So you have like, okay, cool. I can do all these things. Beautiful. And then you can chat with Gemini and walk through the best option for you, which is beautiful. So then from there, a few cool things that you can do with custom gems is, and something that we did internally was we have like an ads grader and review. So this can be for copy, this can literally be for videos, which is super, super cool. And then we have content review in there too. So for anything. And then just to really wrap this up here, for this core workflow, for mindset especially, just do it, just ask. Like, don't hesitate, don't think you're dumb. Or if you do, whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter. Just like try it, like have fun, chat with Google, like just solve it anyway. A lot of people are afraid to ask questions because somewhere along the line, usually in childhood, they get punished for it. Might have been a classmate, teacher, someone with authority who made them feel dumb for asking. And that sticks around, like, right? Like almost everybody has had this at different points, which is also why public speaking is one of the like top fears of humanity. But now you can privately speak to something that doesn't judge you. It's amazing. AI is literally the most patient thing in the world. It doesn't judge. It doesn't get annoyed. It doesn't think you're stupid. You can ask it anything. Just please ask, right? And you're not bothering the AI. It exists to help. Companies built it to give us utility so they could charge us for it. And it's like, well, it's worth it, in my opinion. Screenshots are always your superpower. More context, the better. Show it what you see. It's like, here's what I see. I don't see the thing you're saying. It's like, oh shit, okay, my bad. Like, I missed something, right? So just when in doubt, screenshot and upload. Do it one step at a time. Don't try to like skip steps, because when you do that, things break and then you got to go back anyway. Just make sure each step is tied down before you move on to the next one. And then from there, I don't get it, I don't understand, valid response. It's like, yeah, I was going to keep trying again. 47, 57 times, whatever you want. Ask dumb questions. Be like, I don't know what I'm doing. What do I do? How do I even think about starting this right now? Like, can you help? And he'll be like, yeah, sure, I got you. And say, treat me like an idiot. Literally tell it to assume you know nothing, and sometimes you have to be that like straightforward with it, and make it think that you're self-deprecating, so it'll like actually kind of like walk you through it step by step. That's fine. That's cool. It's great. It's like, make it simple for me. I don't want to like spend a bunch of time on this. Just help. Yeah, it's great. It's going to give you like foolproof instructions here. And then theory versus reality. Sometimes the output doesn't match what's supposed to happen, and sometimes like code will bug out, or it's like, oh, that doesn't display, that text isn't visible because of how it's like coded on your website. And then you're just like, hey, I'm using Go at level. This is what I see. What's going wrong? And they're like, oh, here's what's happening probably, and then it'll like help you debug it. You're gonna get faster. The more you do this, the more rapid fire you get with problem solving. Like, I'm gonna use it right after this to set up a full affiliate program and a couple things for one of our partner clients. It's crazy. And the less hand holding you're gonna need over time, and the more people around you're gonna be like, dang, like you just can solve anything. Which is great. And you show them, and then they can solve it. Yeah, and I literally use it every day. Like, I usually max out my usage on Claude. It's not like the Ultra Max plan or whatever, but like usually every week, my kind of allowance is like pretty much tapped, which is tough. I want to do more with it for sure. I might have to upgrade soon. Coding, video creative, content workflows, like anything digital. AI is so good at everything now. There's no reason not to use it. So just make it part of your workflow. There's a few kind of quick starter prompts in here. Feel free to literally just screenshot these and add them into Gemini. That's fine too. It's like, I'm just going to show you. New chat. Use this prompt. I want to create a make.com workflow. Something like that. Let's see what it does. And it's like, cool, yeah, so you can literally just screenshot it. That's actually a super pro hack that you can do with any video. If someone like shows something and it's like, oh, I didn't have time, can you share that? Just screenshot it, you're good. Yeah, and when you're stuck, again, feel free to screenshot it. 3, 2, 1. Feel free to screenshot the quick AI Studio system instructions, or go back near the start of the video where I covered the kind of system prompt that I'd use for Google AI Studio. You should be good. And then from there, I also like to do this too, so I highly recommend it. Make like a panic button tab in your docs. If you're a team or a company or anything like that, then just have quick links. So it's like, you got Gemini here, you got AI Studio here to the right thing. You have access to any of your custom gems all in one spot. So again, you just have low friction to get things done as quickly as possible every single time. As well as a quick decision tree. So it's like, do something, AI Studio Live, no, unblocker gem, research, deep research is cool. And then copy and paste prompts, a couple more. Screenshot it, and you're good to go. So there's really so much you can do with this now. And yeah, if you found this valuable, like, give me a follow or a subscribe wherever you found me, and I'll probably drop a lot more of this content in the coming weeks and months here. So anyway, appreciate you. Hope you're doing amazingly, and I will maybe catch you later. All right, peace.